Are you ready to think big and act bold? Then you are in the right place. This is Innovative Entrepreneurs, a podcast that will bring you the stories, insights, and tips from some of the most successful and innovative entrepreneurs in the world. I am your host, Erica Bailey, and I am here to help you start, scale, and sustain your own entrepreneurial journey. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome back to Innovative Entrepreneurs. I am your host, Erica Bailey, and I am blessed that you are listening to this. Thank you. Thank you for finding the information that we provide valuable. Well, first off, I like to share my gratitude. Every day, I start with an affirmation and a statement of gratitude. And today, for some reason, I wrote, I belong here. And I had to think that was my moment of recognizing my imposter syndrome. And imposter syndrome is real. And I'm about ready to explain why successful business owners or entrepreneurs, why we suffer or experience imposter syndrome, and maybe some suggestions on how we can work through that. So I didn't have any idea what imposter syndrome was. I thought that, maybe I wasn't good enough. Maybe nobody wants to listen to my podcast. Maybe I am not able to speak clearly enough to, I'm doing it now, right? It's because I'm nervous and because I have this feeling inside me that maybe I'm not going to make sense. And so I wrote, I belong here because I freaking do. I belong here. And I need to start recognizing that my imposter syndrome is a decision I'm making. And so let me dive into a little bit about what imposter syndrome is. Okay. I'm going to be reading some stuff, so I apologize if I'm not looking right at you. Okay. So imposter syndrome, according to the National Library of Medicine, is a behavioral health phenomenon described as self-doubt of intellect, skills, or accomplishment among high-achieving individuals. These individuals cannot internalize their success and subsequently experience pervasive feelings of self-doubt, anxiety, depression, and or apprehension of being exposed as a fraud in their work, despite the verifiable and objective evidence of their successfulness. The term imposter syndrome and imposter phenomenon are used interchangeably, and with IP gaining more frequent use in recent literature. Imposter syndrome is not new, but it was probably never understood previously. I mean, this article was drafted in July of this year. So I was wondering why. Why do people, business owners, entrepreneurs, employees, experience this imposter syndrome? Those who do. I think it's tied to self-doubt, self-worth. I think not having self-worth and self-confidence can also create the feeling of imposter syndrome. I mean, I know some phenomenal people. An amazing friend of mine experiences this. And I can't see why in the world would he not think that he is bringing tremendous value or that he is good enough or that he belongs here, right? So I started digging into this. And it says that, there's really no single cause of imposter syndrome. It says, however, culture and environment are factors. It doesn't seem there's a lot of information about what the root cause is for imposter syndrome and why it impacts so many entrepreneurs and C-level execs and business owners. It says there is no single root cause of imposter syndrome. It says that culture, environment, those are big factors. And research points to family dynamics and the roles people learn in early life. Yeah, I completely agree with this. I believe that we are a product of what we were raised to be, and we have to use mindfulness and really understand who we are in order to break free from those predetermined thoughts and beliefs. My mentor always says, you see a dollar on the ground or a nickel or something, and you go to pick it up as a child, and your parents like, no, 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 that's dirty. Well, at that point in time, that child now believes that money is dirty, and that, it can trigger this entire roller coaster for the rest of your life if you don't understand where it came from. So I guess a lot of it has to do with, what you were taught early in life. And, I have a great family. My parents, and I freaking love them. And I am so grateful for the person that they helped me become, right? There is no doubt in my mind that they were amazing parents. So I am putting that out there in the universe so you all know. But there were roles where I could go with the status quo. And I don't know where it started from, but I could go with the status quo. And that I didn't need to try harder. Maybe it wasn't my parents. Maybe it was somebody else as a child. I have to think about this. But still, it created this lifelong mindset that I didn't belong in the higher echelons of the world. So I started thinking that I didn't belong. And then I started building this business, and I know my stuff. And it's not because I, have a degree. It's because I pay attention. And because I understand human behavior, and I'm good at it. I'm really good at it. But I don't think I am. So it's like this battle is going inside my head. It's like, you're good enough. You're not good enough. You're good enough. So, I know I was wondering, do other people experience this? And so there's this good blog. It's called Why Imposter Syndrome Affects the Most Successful People. You ever feel like you're faking it? Like you've been given a position or a responsibility, or it's sheer luck. You keep telling yourself you don't deserve it, or even worse, you live under the constant fear of people are going to find out about you being a fraud. Why? Why do we experience this? Apparently, a recent study, this is interesting, a recent study found that an estimated 70% of U.S. population suffer from imposter syndrome. And it's a general feeling of not being good enough or smart enough for what you do. And I'm reading, even some of the most confident people in the world experience imposter syndrome sometime in their life. The more skilled you are, the more you feel like a fraud. This is really interesting. There's 5 imposter types, of the imposter syndrome. Number 1 is the perfectionist. This person should deliver a perfect performance 100% of the time. My work must always be an A+. Okay, that's type 1. Type 2 is the expert. If I were really smart, I would already know everything. I need to know how to do this. Then there's type 3. It's the soloist. I believe that true competence is equal to my own unassisted achievements. I must do everything myself. Listen to this and try to figure out what is your imposter type, okay? Unless you're part of the 30% of humankind. Type 4, the Superwoman. If I were really competent, I would be able to do it all and do it easily and well. So I think I fit under that one. And my recent example is I was doing this micro content with my amazing videographer, Spencer, with Nomad Video Strategies. He's a partner with us now, and he's phenomenal. Anyway, I was doing these shorts, micro content, basically. And the lights were there and the cameras, and it was facing me and I could see myself and it was beautiful. And, you know, he leaves, so I have the ability to, and I have my computer over here with my notes, and I'm like, I freaking know how to do this. I mean, I spoke on stage, this podcast. I froze. Like, my ass froze. I've been looking at myself and I'm looking at my notes, and I look back and I'm like, I don't even remember what I just read. I froze. And I'm like, I can't do this. I am the CEO of a marketing agency, which I'm really good at, but I can't even record a 15-second short form video, educational, because I am not good at sales. I am good at, you know, building relationships. Anyway, so he comes back in, and it was probably 15 minutes later, and I haven't even finished the first one. I look at him and I'm like, I can't do this. What does that make me? And so it's like, I'm thinking, I should be able to do this. He was brave enough to put me on a couch and just make me chill. I am a chill person. I am comfortable in, you know, in my own skin, in my own area. And so he figured out how to get me comfortable. Still, I believe that I should be able to do everything at any time. Like, I'm freaking Superwoman. And number 5, the great mind. I judge myself on ease and speed. If I were really competent, it would come quickly and easily. I judge myself on ease and speed. And if I were really competent at my job, it would come quickly and easily. 3 steps to dealing with imposter syndrome. Know when it's happening, own your success, and challenge your thinking. That really freaking makes sense. So for me, I think that's exactly what I have to do. For example, when I was doing the video, I should have recognized, okay, I am struggling with my belief in myself. I am struggling with my own mindset and overcoming my fear. And instead, I should be finding my sparkle. That's who I am. So I should have recognized when it was happening, and then own my successes. I've been on news stations. I've done a lot. And here I am already struggling to kind of tell you the cool things, the cool stuff that I've done. So I have to own my successes, and I have a lot of them. And then I have to challenge my thinking. This is where mindset comes in. And this is where you really have to kind of be coached and understand maybe what others have they come before, you know, what did they do? And challenge your thinking. How can we get past this feeling that we don't belong? And I think a lot of it is mindset. So I'd love to hear if you've ever experienced imposter syndrome. I think there's many times where it was so prevalent that, I mean, it probably lost me clients. So I'd love to hear if anybody else experienced imposter syndrome in their lives. Talk to me about what happened, and then tell me, did you do anything to, I guess, break out of that shell or shake it off? So yeah, I'd love you to share your experiences with me. Maybe it'll help others. I mean, I know it'll help me, but there are a lot of people out there who need to understand what they're experiencing, what they're feeling, and why, and that they're not alone, and that there are ways to fight through the moments where you feel like you don't belong. Well, I belong here, and I'm going to keep telling myself that in order to get past this imposter syndrome I've been experiencing, and I hope you do too. Thank you for joining me for the Innovative Entrepreneurs Podcast. I am grateful that you take the time to listen to me. Like, my gratitude today is for you. So I hope you have an awesome day, and I send you love and light. If you want more of this goodness, make sure you subscribe so that you get notifications for future podcasts. And if you found value from this, please share it with others. You can visit our website at cwgdigital.com. This is Erica Bailey. I am your host, and I will see you next time.